Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Sexbot. I hope you guys are doing absolutely wonderful today. Today's video, we just got some breaking news regarding the very first update to Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War that we as players are going to feel from the beta to launch day one of Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War. We have a lot of information that we're going to be covering, so I'm going to post a link to everything we're going to be talking about down in the description of this video, but we're going to go over all of these patch notes straight from Treyarch themselves. They said we have a whole bunch of information coming to us as far as just day one content. We're going to have more game modes in both core and hardcore. We have obviously new weapons, new creative class content that we didn't see in the beta, alongside more perks to throw onto the classes. We're going to have even more score streaks and a new seasonal prestige system that I've already covered in another video. Make sure you guys brush up on the information regarding the prestige system if you haven't already, in addition to new challenges as well as other features coming to all players. You guys, we're just a few days away from Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War. I'm so pumped. It's going to be here. So make sure you guys have all of this information right at your fingertips. As for multiplayer, the game modes we're going to be seeing, in addition to what we saw in the beta, we're going to be having search and destroy, free-for-all, hardcore team deathmatch, hardcore domination, hardcore kill confirmed, hardcore search and destroy, and hardcore free-for-all added at the start. That's freaking perfect. All classic game modes for Call of Duty. Major W. Not only that, but some of the features we have coming to the Black Ops Cold War since the beta: the prestige progression system, unlockable weapon camos, new player and weapon customization, the combat record, finishing moves, weapon inspect, the music player, theater mode, multiplayer bots, nothing but W's all around, and I'm so freaking pumped to play this game. Some of the most important changes that I'm looking forward to right now, we have weapons and gunsmiths. Some new weapons that we're going to see added in multiple categories. We're going to have the FFAR-1 assault rifle, the Bullfrog SMG, the M60 LMG, the DMR-14 a tactical rifle, the M79 special launcher, as well as other weapons coming as well. Some of the weapon balance changes they've made. For assault rifles, they turned general assault rifle performance closer to the Crig 6 and XM4 beta performance for better balance across the class. They have increased the recoil for the AK-47. For the SMG, they have reduced the SMG effectiveness at longer ranges to counter the dominance of the class seen in the beta. For LMGs, they have increased LMG range damage output to improve the effectiveness of the class. They have increased the LMG ADS times as well. For sniper rifles, they have adjusted aim assist to feel smoother yet require more skill and precision. They have slightly increased the sniper rifle ADS times. The sniper scope glint will now display more regularly. I think that's a thumbs up to that one. I'm sorry for sniper rifles, but I feel like they needed to be dialed back just a little bit. The sniping during the beta felt absolutely insane. As for pistols, they have decreased the burst fire pistol hip fire accuracy. They have reduced the burst fire pistol max damage range as well. For shotguns, they have reduced the semi-auto shotgun fire rate. For launchers, they have increased inner damage of the launcher rockets to allow for lethal damage when placed precisely. For melee, they have slightly reduced the sprinting speed with the knife equipped. As for overall recoil and slight alignment, it says they have cleaned up issues with bullet direction and recoil to feel more intuitive and responsive. In the beta, the location of the player's bullet was always based on the direction of their weapon, which could have a slight deviation to their eye view perspective through the sights. This should now be lined up better across all iron sights and optics, providing more precision when aimed down sight firing. Love it. For aim assist tuning, they've adjusted a number of aim assist parameters to provide a more expected feel across weapon classes. For aiming down sight, they have adjusted the aim down sight transitions to make them smoother and more fluid. They have adjusted the aim down sight sway to provide a more dramatic feel when reducing weapon rotation. They have adjusted weapon pushback when firing an aim down sight to address the cases where optic models could get too close to the player camera. As for the attachments, they have added additional attachments to equip in the gunsmith. For attachment balance, they have updated the balance for roughly half of the attachments across all weapons to increase viability across the board. They have reworked bonuses and penalties on the barrel attachments to better reflect the relationship between ranges, muzzle velocities, as well as barrel length. There are now barrel attachments that should offer a shorter barrel length for increased strafe and speed movement, either when hip firing or aim down sight firing. This provides players with a greater option for leaning into the movement as a kit option. They have increased the reveal range when using the mounted light attachment as well. They have updated the names, descriptions, and stats categories for all weapons to provide a clearer picture of functionality and authenticity. They have added the ability to dual wield pistols. They have increased primary levels for weapons from 40 to 55, and they have increased the use radius of stationary turrets as well. For the movement, some of the movement changes they've made going into the launch day of Black Ops Cold War. The sliding, they have shortened the slide length. They have reduced the slide speed. It says the slide is intended as an escape mechanic or quick entrance into a crouch or cover. It's not intended to be overused during engagements or be too advantageous in close quarters. We've shortened the slide length and reduced its speed to address these goals. Ending a sprint and fire is now faster than sliding to fire. In the beta, it was faster to fire your weapon from a sprint slightly by sliding than simply ending your sprint to fire. This has been fixed so that ending a sprint to fire is the faster way to get your gun up, and sliding to fire is no longer faster. As for mantling, there's an increased speed for all mantles across players. Score streaks, they have added new score streaks since the beta. We have a combat bow, armor, care package, a cruise missile, a VTOL escort, and a gunship. I'm really happy about that gunship, by the way. For the earn rate, they have improved score event tuning and score streak earn potential across all of the game modes, so it could give you a chance to possibly get your score streaks a little bit better. They have increased the score bonus thresholds at 10 kill and 15 kills to make higher streaks feel more rewarding and to help boost the score to higher end score streaks overall. As for score streak tuning, they have increased the attack helicopter damage from a 5-hit kill to a 3-hit kill. The chopper gunner, they have slightly reduced the chopper gunner duration and damage that it does. They have adjusted the balance to all score streak costs. As for the UI, they have added a numerical display showing the remaining score required to earn your equipped score streaks, which appears briefly on respawn and after closing the scoreboard. They have improved the score streak tablet cursor speed. They have improved the visibility of score streak tablet red dots for indoor enemies. For the score streak cooldowns, they have added variation to allow for more interesting player choices and strategy while also reducing low-end score streak spam. Some of the other miscellaneous changes they've made regarding score streaks, they have updated the default score streak selection. They have updated score streak descriptions with more detail on new functionality, and they have improved the rumble and camera shake on score streak events. As for the spawns, they've made general spawn adjustments across all modes, and enemies and gunboats will now properly cancel spawns within their line of sight. For the perk changes they've made in Black Ops Cold War, they changed flak jacket damage reduction by 5%. For paranoia, they have updated the sound for when an enemy is aiming at you when you have paranoia equipped. For equipment, they have improved the frag throwback speed. They have increased the cooldown for stim shot from 8 seconds to 11 seconds. For the decoy, they have reduced the duration from 20 seconds to 15 seconds. Decoy will now play a static sound effect every few seconds so attentive players can discern fake footsteps from the real ones. For field upgrades, the field mic, they have changed the listening radius and reduced it by 10%. And they have changed the field mic cooldown from 3 to 330. Then we're going to have Fire Team Dirty Bomb. They made some changes to it. As for the gameplay, they added ammo caches to Rucka and Alpine. They added rappel lines to Alpine. Players can now continue sprinting while equipping armor plates. Players will now be able to automatically air deploy after 15 seconds in the overhead spawn view. Both the down player and player reviving will be locked in place during a revive to avoid the revive from failing. They've added the ability to call for help while down. They added support for bashing a door when beginning to sprint next to a door. They added support for configurable squad wipe respawn delays based on squad size. They made adjustments to the objective placements as well. For the dirty bombs and radiation, the arming progress will now display the charge while arming the dirty bomb. When arming the bomb, lights on the charge will now show how many teammates are assisting in arming. They have made improvements to the radiation visuals when the overhead spawn view is displayed. The line to safety while inside of a radiation zone will no longer point players towards out of bounds. As for the loot, the radiation vest item has been added to the loot pool. This vest will prevent players from taking a radiation damage inside the radiation zone. The combat bow, VTOL escort, cruise missile, and gunship have been added to the loot pool. They've adjusted the item spawn rates to reduce higher end score streak frequency. For vehicles, they've reduced the frequency of the hind spawn. They've adjusted the vehicle drop timing to reduce the frequency of hind, tank, and FAV spawns. They have changed the directional damage indicators. They will now point towards the vehicle when taking explosive damage from a hind or a chopper gunner. For the ping, you now have the ability to ping while down. You have the ability to ping from vehicles, the ability to ping down teammates. You have the ability to ping field upgrades and thrown C4 explosives. And they've added a center dot when free falling and parachuting for more accurate pinging. Some other miscellaneous changes they've made. They made adjustments to the fire team intro scene to better highlight the fire team. They've added an in-game outro scene that highlights the winning fire team. And for kill cams and best plays, they will now prioritize downs instead of cleanups. Some of the bug fixes they've made for fire team, they have addressed an issue that would prevent objective waypoints from displaying in the overhead spawn view. They've addressed an issue where players could be killed as soon as they deployed via the air. They've addressed a number of issues that would cause a player to spawn away from their intended teammate on the ground from overhead spawn view. They've addressed an issue where players could not deposit uranium into a dirty bomb. And they've addressed an issue where the player could not be considered out of bounds when deploying from the infill plane. As for VIP Escort game mode, I did not play VIP Escort that much. I didn't really think it felt a lot like Call of Duty. It felt more like a Rainbow Six Siege game mode, but they've made some changes. They've changed it to where players can now quick deploy from parachutes and crossroads and Armada and VIP Escort. The VIP is now taken into the helicopter by a winch operator upon exfil completion. The exfil notification is now triggered when the VIP gets near an exfil helicopter in order to give the defending team more time to react. Upon getting near the exfil site, the helicopter will begin lowering the fast rope, and all players in the match will be able to be notified that the exfil process has begun. Once the fast rope is lowered, the VIP can then interact with the rope to hook up for the exfil. For combined arms, players can now quick deploy and parachute and combined arms modes where applicable. Some other features they have added in Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War. They have added military ranks up to 55 in standard player progression. We talked about that some in my video covering the prestige modes that you guys definitely want to check out. There's a link to it down in the description. They have added seasonal prestige player progression system beginning at launch after completing the military rank level 55. They have added challenges for campaign, multiplayer, and zombies. Unlockable weapon camos have been added. Player and weapon customization is now available. They've added a combat record, theater support, multiplayer bot support, finishing move support, and weapon inspect support. Massive W all around for all of those features that are being added. And last but certainly not least, we're going to be going over the game audio changes. Overall, they've polished volumes and sound fall-offs for weapons, Foley audio, ambient systems, and map transitions. They've added additional map sound design improvements. For gameplay audio, they have improved weapon and footstep sounds. They have improved hit marker sounds. They have improved player damage feedback sounds as well. For acoustics, they've polished acoustic systems that will simulate how sounds travel through and around geometry. They have tuned the acoustics on every single map. For the music player, they've added a music player allowing players to listen to music tracks unlocked by playing the game. Players can also select tracks as their menu music or in-game music as well. And they've added multiple audio mix presets. Those are all of the changes that are being made as for the updates in Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War. Some of those things sound absolutely incredible, and I'm so excited that they are being this transparent and that they're doing this good of a job communicating before the game has even launched. Massive shout out to the entire Treyarch team.
I can't lose, I'ma pass through if I have to. Teach them all like a classroom, If I want it, then I get it. Work hard, don't regret it, yeah, I said it, Head down, I'm focused, you know this. They know this, show this, I'm blowing. Keep going, showing, I'm growing. Flowing and coasting, I'm moaning. Work hard, play hard, let the party start. Can't lose when I'm giving out bars. Yeah, can't lose when I'm giving out art. Yeah, confused, man, it's just the start. I will not fucking lose, swear to God, pay my dues. Never lost in the views, and I'm not quitting soon. Never stop what I do, I'm the boss in the room. Selling socks, make a move till the top, coming soon.